you know that you can make your Docker image faster and more efficient by excluding unnecessary files from the build context, want to learn how to do it in just a few steps. But before, if you didn't watch the previous video where we have already created the Docker file, so please watch it. So in the root of the project, create a new file and name it .dockerIgnore. So it's very important to include the dot at the beginning and make sure the file name is spelled correctly, otherwise Docker won't recognize it. So what this file does is allow us to specify a list of files and folders that should be excluded from the Docker context. When you build a Docker image, Docker uses something called the build context, which includes all the files in the directory you're running from. By default, everything in that directory is included unless it's listed in the .ignore file. So in this file, we list anything Docker doesn't need to include in the image, like local environment files, caches, or editor settings, to keep the image clean and efficient. So I'm going to manually list out each of the items here. We will start by adding a comment at the top for Git related files. I'm going to exclude .git and also .git ignore. Then I'm going to add another comment for Docker related files. .docker ignore. We exclude the .docker directory, which is a hidden folder that might be created in our project but isn't needed by our actual Docker file. So it typically contains local Docker related working files that are only relevant to our own machine. So there's no need to include them when building the Docker image. Next, I'm going to add a section for Python related files. __ pycache __ and // then I copy it here, app / app / asterisk / asterisk asterisk and then .env .venv / also here / and finally venv without dot /. So here we have the Python related exclusions. When you run Python code, it creates caches files inside __ pycache __ folders. These aren't needed in our Docker container and can actually cause issues. That's because the cache generated on our local machine might be specific to our operating system and may not be compatible with the Alpine OS inside the container. So we exclude these files to avoid potential problems and to speed up the build process. I have used the asterisk to cover multiple directories that might contain _ pycache _ folders. Unfortunately, .dockerIgnore doesn't support recursive patterns like double asterisk. So we need to list each level or folder manually, which is what I have done here. Next, we exclude .env / .venv and venv without the dot. These are local virtual environments folders. We want to exclude them from the Docker context because they don't need to be copied into the image. Our Docker file already sets up its own virtual environment inside the container, so including local virtual environments would just add unnecessary size and potential conflicts. So make sure to save the file. And now let's go ahead and test building our image. But before that, I need to modify the Docker file that we have created in the previous lesson. Sorry for the mistake. Make sure to pay attention to the indentation of the lines. So here, and also I have to modify the line no create. Here you have to put a hyphen. So hyphen no hyphen create hyphen home, and then save the file. Don't forget to push your changes on your GitHub repository. In the next video, I'm going to show you how to test building the image. So if you're not subscribed yet, please subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss any updates.